Hey, welcome back, guys. This is the third vlog I'm doing. Kind of getting used to this stuff. Um, Certainly not, again, not perfect at all. No expecting it to be. I actually like looking at the past couple I did. In a way, I do like a bit of the kind of this raw stream of conscious style I'm doing. Very, if any, editing or post production on these things, on these videos. But just sees what you get. And I think it reminds me of how, um, more often than not, we are constantly prettifying things through filters, through our Insta, through everything. Um, Something's just nice to just you just kind of see what it is. And you can tell I'm just disheveled and tired. It's not even midnight yet, but it's been a crazy long day. Uh, and one thing that I did in particular with my wife was helping my mother-in-law with some stuff. There's a long history with my relationship with my in-laws. Nothing really bad or anything, but there is a bit of a lingering issue that, well, to remain, mainly a bit of privacy here. I can't really say what this particular issue is, but there's a lingering issue with my mother-in-law that's popped up recently, and kind of bit it reared its head again this morning. Yeah, not getting too much detail on it, but the one thing that, as I reflected on this today with my wife and just talking about it in general, there's it just goes to show how each and every one of us has a different human experience. As probably as vague and abstract as I can get. But when I see my mother-in-law and kind of see what she's going through, it gives you pause a bit that we all have our struggles. Each and every one of us have their own unique struggles. Every single one of us. Um, so today it's just a matter. We were actually just there to help her with her internet access, which has been down for several months, and rather than just try to fix whatever spectrum issue she had with her cable modem, I was like, yeah, forget this. Let's just go to AT&T, just get one of those little hotspots, and just have that as the primary router. Okay, as you know, I probably had to re-edit this because my son just came out of the bedroom, and yeah, it's a little awkward to include that publicly. So I got to circle back to what I was talking about. I was helping my mother-in-law, my wife, and then brought my little daughter with me. We helped her with internet. I didn't want to deal with spectrum issues, so I just decided just says, hey, let's just do this simple way where she has an AT&T account, she has a cell phone, so we just made sure her cell phone's unlimited data. Helped her out with getting a little hotspot that provides 25 gigabytes of data, which is more than enough what she needs for, because all she really does is most of her stuff to her phone, and also most of her stuff, if anything, would do that router. It's just going to be using her Echo device, which you use to drop in whenever someone's about to check on her. Doesn't really do much streaming on. I mean, she has no TV that's really set up for streaming right now. It's just a whole thing going on. And it's certainly a pain to do it. It's one of those things where you don't want to spend your morning dealing with, yeah, often supporting family technical issues. It's not fun, and I'm usually the primary guy because I again work in this industry, tech industry, and I've been doing support for the longest time. Even just since college, just supporting users, and it's never there's a certain joy to when you get someone, when you really help someone and make them happy and get them going. It's called the whole customer service thing. But it is a bit of a drain sometimes when your family asks you to do it every so often. Because sometimes you just do it for free and you spend because you want to do it out of obligation. So here's the time. I'll do it. This is one of those moments. But just kind of circle back to my point. Um, Even through that struggle, through that desire to not want to do it, told my wife I'll do it anyway to help out, because looking back on it even just a few hours ago, when just checking on her through the Echo device, she had a sense of joy in her, amidst again her surroundings, which then we I can't get into much detail, but not the best surroundings right now. But just having a working internet and being able to use her Echo device again, she said she was just happy to listen to music again because it's been so long. You kind of let that sink in a bit. That can you imagine that something you enjoy, you couldn't do it for several months because you still know how to work around it. And we really couldn't help her for the longest time because it's just, there's just a lot of issues there. There's just other things to deal with. So, and again, despite that difficulty, despite that reluctance, it goes to show that if we take that step forward out of our comfort zones, either my comfort zone, or my selfishness, there is you can bring joy in some small way. And I had a feeling that just doing this for her would bring a smile to her face in some small way. I don't necessarily have the best, most warmest relationship with my mother-in-law. I'll be the first to admit it. But there's always a part of me that, because my own mom passed on over almost 10 years ago now, that I still have that desire to help my wife's mom, simply because I love my wife and want her to that's my way of loving her, is to love my in-laws, her family. And that's what we're called to in marriage. Marriage is not a vacuum. We marry not only each other, but it's the whole family. It's not just us. And that's the lesson to be learned here, at least for me. And a reminder that it's not simply just about us. It's about all. The marriage affects everyone around us, in good and bad. A good marriage, it brings joy to a lot of people. A bad marriage brings a lot of bad. It has ramifications. And part of a good marriage, or at least try to get a good marriage, is to make sure you love your in-laws. Not necessarily have the most, the warmest, most cordial, it's hard. In this case, it's very hard, actually. But it's not so much, again, this is not about the me. It's about thinking about the greater love that can come out from this. And I think that's one thing that I'm glad that God has given me some kind of a soft enough heart possible to, despite my own fatigue, my own reluctance, my own hesitation, my own anxiety, my own everything, to do what I should do and do what's right. Not perfectly, but there's always a sense of like, you know what, this was worth doing. So that was that. Um, Again, there's just getting so much right now. I don't want to focus. I just don't want to spend time too much talking on these videos. I just want to touch on that topic today. Um, Again, just the importance of, again, just honoring, our parents, even though they're in our, not necessarily our biological parents, but honoring our parents, doing what we need to do and doing what's right, and just getting out of our shell. Um, and understanding that it's not just about us in a marriage, not about just us or just about individual. Um, there is there's just something more than just what we want. And I just hope and pray that's especially with the Lenten season coming, that I myself and those around me and can just, you know, impart that is this is an important lesson to learn every day. All right, guys. Thank you again. If there's any feedback on these videos, again, I do like the bit of the rawness of this. Just, there'll be some medicine here and there depending on the context. Like tonight, but I would say, I actually kind of just like the fact that, this really is what it is. It's there's no post production. There's no faking it. It's just really is here me talking for a good 10 minutes or so, uninterrupted, amazingly enough. Thanks be to God for that. I also get a little more comfortable with this. It's actually nice. I do hope that I can at least have a few different locations I can do this, but typically I'm doing this when it's quiet and I'm alone and everyone's asleep, so it's much easier for me to do it this way. But we hopefully get to have a little fun with this. I got some new equipment that should help, with some a little more creative locations. So I'm looking forward to trying those out, and maybe just go over the products I'm using now and maybe do something a little different. But that's it. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. We'll looking forward to the next video. Okay. Good night.